Peace and love, family. How are y'all? Hope you're doing well. So, the last video I did was on spiritual hygiene, and this video is going to be on a topic that I feel like we should speak more about, but a lot of people don't. But your girl gonna do it today, okay? And what we're talking about is being spiritual while parenting. The whole point of our spiritual journey is to raise our vibration and to eventually raise the vibration of our neighbor and eventually raise the vibration of the planet. And it's not talked about a lot, but the best way to change the world is how we raise our children and what we do in our household. And that's why it's so important to be mindful while parenting. That is the reason why I started my journey. I chose to want to be a better parent for my daughter. And with that being said, I had to be a better person for myself. And I had to learn more about myself so that I can be a better parent and show up in a more authentic way for my child. So I was creating another being on the planet that showed up authentically with morals, right? So I feel like the morals that I was raised with didn't necessarily align with who I am as a being or as a person here on this planet. So I had to go down the rabbit hole and figure out, like, who am I? Who's Simone, right? Who's Sapphire? Like, I had to figure out if I felt comfortable with people calling me Simone or if I wanted them to call me something else, you know what I mean? And then going through the phase of, okay, this is actually who I identify as, you know what I mean? Also around a whole world that is changing and starting new identities that we did not have while growing up. All of this takes a big toll on parenting and how, we raise our children spiritually. This is a spiritual warfare. So they're coming for our minds, they're coming for our bodies, they're coming for our children, right? And when we are sleeping and not being aware or our eyes are not open, we are just kind of accepting what they're handing us. And I think that a big part that I had an issue with my parenting when I started waking up was like, why were y'all just letting this shit happen? Like, and I think I even asked my parents, and I believe my mom was just like, well, it's just what was going on. Like, they literally wasn't thinking like of anything else besides what they were given. And we are the generation that see, hear, look, feel, you know what I mean? We're tapped into all of our senses, spiritually inclined, you know what I mean? And if we are tapped in, our children are reflections of us. And my daughter is very tapped in, and it's my job to make sure that she is not only in a healthy environment, but she is also learning about her mental health, her emotional health, her spiritual health. You know what I mean? Finding a balance between all that and finding a balance with my journey myself. Our children see everything that we go through. They see us when we're crying. They see us when we're happy. They see us when we're meditating. They see our bodies change. They see us when our emotions change. Like, they are the first witnesses of our truest authentic self. So if we don't take the time to work on ourselves, whatever residue we have is what we are passing down to our children. That's why they say it's a generational curse. So my daughter gets to witness me do radical things, take radical actions, and it makes her a little bit radical herself, and that's okay, as long as she learns the balance. She is an Aries, I am a Libra, so she's here to teach me maybe to be a little bit more radical, and I'm here to teach her maybe to calm it down and balance it out a little bit. Like, we go head on very often, and it's a beautiful dance that we have. I decided for me in my spiritual journey to move away from my family at this point, because I would have more control over the environment that I have for my daughter, and without the influence of past generations or past traumas that I had. You know what I'm saying? Not completely, because I'm still healing, but at least straight up. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, so if I have, and that's the thing, right? So if we have the ability to make a difference and to take steps and to make a change, a part of that spiritual journey is taking that action. It's understanding that somebody is not coming to save you and that we are going to be our own saviors. So I decided to go to a place where I wanted to be to make me happier. And in doing so, yes, it did move us away from family, but it made mommy happy. And I think that a big thing that a lot of parents don't talk about is the importance of the mom being happy so that the children can be happy, so that daddy can be happy, so that the household can be happy. One of the things I've seen on my journey thus far, meeting other moms who were not so happy, is that their environment did not flourish. You know, it wasn't nourished. They didn't nourish themselves. The children were not nourished well and stuff like that. So in my household, I work on nourishing myself and trying to flourish as much as I can. And though I'm not perfect, I'm not exactly where I want to be, I know that my heart and my soul is pure and that what I'm doing is authentic to me, and my daughter will witness that growing up. So all of this really is just being accountable. You know, like the spiritual journey is really about being accountable for our actions, our feelings, our thoughts, you know what I mean? And having a child is that times 10, right? Because you have somebody looking at you. Now don't panic, you know what I mean? Don't lose your cool, but it is a lot. We have a lot on our plate, and we have it for a reason. Like, the universe is not going to give us something that we cannot handle. So it is our job to be mature about this situation and make mature decisions, you know? So also it is our job to continue to put ourselves first so that we are happy. Like, we need to be more mindful of the environments that we put ourselves in, because our children will also be a part of that environment. And it's so funny because my daughter is like, I get on her nerve because I'm constantly making friends and then not making friends. And I know that's a lot to like put on the plate of a child to, you know, bring people around and take them away, bring people around and take them away. And I don't want to say unfortunately, but it is what it is. This is just the journey that I'm going through. And I converse with my child. I am not constantly removing people and putting them back without like telling her. I constantly tell her, and it's funny, the last time she was like, why do you keep doing this? What is wrong with you? I'm like, I'm working on myself, sis. I'm a human being, and you know, we're gonna get through it. You know, I'm looking for my people. I'm also looking for who I am as a person. And as a 5-year-old, she doesn't understand all of that quite yet, but we do have a lot of conversations. And you know, what's funny is I would have some people around me who would say, like, you know, you talk too much to her. She needs to just fall in line, because my daughter is very witty, just like her mom, very responsive, just like her mom. She's very intelligent, just like her mom. She's like just a little version of me. So who am I to get mad or upset of somebody like that? Why would I stop her from talking? Which, you know, we have our moments because I have to create a balance, but why would I? What other way do we communicate besides conversing, you know, in a healthy way, right? It's our jobs to show them healthy ways to communicate and not ways that are generational curses. You know what I mean? Show them other ways. The only reason why we have these curses is because our parents did not show us another way. So when we tap in, when we see that it's our job to lift up our vibration, you know, we have to be accountable for how we talk to our children or how we treat our children, just like how we treat ourselves. And that's why I'll always say, you know, mommy comes first, because if I talk to myself in a bad way, you know, that's just gonna show out all around me. And I've been talked to in a bad way for a very long time. So I have to train myself to not talk to myself like that. And then on top of that, my daughter is a strong reflection. So even if I am not properly talking to myself well, she will come out of the woodworks and just say something crazy. If you know me and you know my child, you know what's up. And it's my job to not respond back with trauma or traumatizing responses. And I'm not perfect. I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like I am the best person or the best mother in the world. I'm a great mom because I am accountable for my actions, and I apologize. And it's very important that we treat these little children like little adults, because they're gonna eventually grow up to be adults. So I have conversations with her. I talk to her about what's going on. I talk to her about the presence of people, the absence of people in her life. You know, I don't try to hold anything back from her. Even when it comes to certain holidays, like we don't celebrate certain holidays because I'm not gonna lie to you about this. It's not even worth lying to you for. It's not. So I'm gonna be real and keep it real with you, keep it true with you, because that's the type of mom that you have. Again, this is me being authentic in my form. Everybody's authenticity is different, but for me, this is how it works in my dynamic with my child and in my household. So with our kids seeing everything that we see, our spiritual hygiene, the way we love ourselves, the environments that we put ourselves in, the people that we bring ourselves around, you know, as we start to heal ourselves as individuals, she's the first child too, you know what I mean? So as I continue to have more children, you know, the more I pour into myself with this first child and pour into her, because I'm doing the same thing, right? As I pour into me, I'm pouring into her. She's my immediate reflection. She looks just like me. We will continue to raise the vibration together as we step out into the world, and you know, people hear the conversations that me and her have and the dynamic that we have together. We can heal another mother-daughter's relationship, or whatever the case may be. Like, together we will raise the rest of these children that I hope to have, and we will choose my husband that I will eventually settle down with. You know what I'm saying? Like, she is she's here first. You know what I'm saying? And I think that is very important as parents, that we understand that yes, it's about us, but it's also a balance, because these children are here and we're raising them. And once we go, we can go at any time. And I'm confident right now today to say that if I left today, my daughter will still be a great person, right? So because we can go at any time, we want to make sure that while we are here, we are implementing strong morals based around love, so that we can continue to raise the vibration on the planet. Don't be hard on yourself, parents. Do not be hard on yourselves. It's okay. You're going through a lot right now. There's a lot going on right now. We have to pay bills, especially single moms. You know what I mean? Single parents in general, but I'm a single mom, so that's what I can relate to. You know, we pay our own bills. We might not have, some of us had to move away, like myself. I moved away from family, or out of choice, because I wanted my mental health and my emotional health to be treated well, you know? And it was challenging. I have to go through a lot of challenges, like being in a whole different place with a child, and me as my own support system. Now I do have other support systems. Like, I don't want to make it seem like I'm out here completely struggling, but I am, you know, I don't like to say I struggle, but I do what I can. I'm very resourceful, and when you're blessed and you are working on yourself, you start to realize how resourceful you are. And that's another part of the journey, and that's something I teach her too. If you want something, then ask for it. Like, she is just as resourceful as I am. So many people have given this girl money. They said she's the president of the United States. I'm looking at her like, I really don't understand. I truly do understand, but just like the way she manifests certain things, I'm like, that's my baby. But even her understanding what that is and what's happening is so important. And you know, we're here to parent them, and that's what we are going to do best. All right, I am sending y'all so much love. Be easy on yourself. Make sure you take time out for yourself as a parent. Make sure you check out my spiritual hygiene video, because that is so important to do as a parent, and to show our children how to spiritually enhance their hygiene too. Okay, so yeah, if this video resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe, and make sure you guys check out my other content. Until next time, I'll holla.